Okay, so Zach and I are Mount Hood. We got our hands on next year's Atomic skis to review, right? We did this whole big trip out here to Oregon, and it's raining and snowing. The ski lift is closed. So we're gonna hike. Zach has been a trooper, even though he probably thinks I'm nuts, but that's okay. We're gonna get some skiing done today.
1, 2, 3.
Jump with me, jump us with me, oh, with me, such fun.
All right, today we're reviewing the Atomic Maverick 95 Ti and the Atomic Maverick 100 Ti for the 2024. The links we have these in is a 172 and a 180 for the Maverick 100 Ti. So we're gonna hike up and give these a good review. All right, we just made it up to the top after hiking. Got Zach here, we've got our new friend here, Lewis, and he wasn't gonna be deterred by the chairlift not running. But yeah, we made it, not too bad actually. That little dirt path they have going on wasn't too bad to hike. So we're gonna get one full run on these, and you know, given that I've been skiing on the Atomic Maverick 88s all year, I got no problem thinking that we should get a pretty good feel for the 95 and the 100s. So Zach today is going to be skiing on the Atomic Maverick 100 Ti. Zach has not skied on an Atomic ski since the Access, right? But you're pretty familiar with Atomic?
That's my current ski.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's an old Atomic, so these will be my venture into the new 100 line of Atomics.
100 Ti Mavericks, Zach, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a little stiffer ride, but I'm expecting it to be pretty similar to the skis that I'm on.
Great time on Sesame Street. This bird this bird this bird music each day is a it's this bird.
Now, the Atomic Maverick is kind of an interesting ski because with the Atomic lineup, you've got the bent 100 or the bent Chetler line, you've also got the Backland ski, and as far as marketing goes, those tend to get marketed more as the powder ski. But I would say that the Atomic Maverick has a little bit more range than is kind of shown online. The Atomic Mavericks are great carving ski. In fact, they're probably one of my favorite carving skis, but they also have really good flotation. I ski on an 88 Ti, and 3 out of 4 days out of the winter, you're able to ski powder on them great. So it's kind of a unique ski that I think is often maybe slept on or overlooked, where, you know, it wouldn't be my first pick on 4 feet of snow, but on most powder days, if I had Mavericks and that's the only ski I had, I could still have plenty of fun skiing in the powder and float on top of most everything. And especially today when we're trying these wider widths, I really think that if you're looking for a ski, be careful not to overlook the Mavericks because you think it's just a carving ski. It's not. It has a lot more range than people give it credit for.
Great big hit music and good
What I really love about the Atomic Mavericks is their ability to carve. They really are good at, when you load up the ski, they really load up in the tips and give you a beautiful carving turn. And I've talked about that previously, but I really think that if you're looking for a ski that has a lot of diversity, the Mavericks get overlooked a lot, and they're a really strong ski for somebody who loves to carve, but also wants to be able to take them in the trees. So I'll be interested to try this wider width today, the 95 and the 100, just to see how diverse this Maverick line can be when it comes to skiing on powder. And luckily, we've got fresh snow today, so we should be able to get a pretty good feel for that.
music each day is a it's just lecture on music each day peaceful and
Okay, my first impressions of these 95 Ti's, I like them a lot, no big surprise, especially compared when I've been skiing on the 88 Ti. Here's what I'll say. I like the 88 Ti's a little bit more with the carving. They carve a little bit cleaner, they go side to side a little bit easier. Just everything's a little bit smoother. I really like the 88 Ti slightly more for carving. However, I got a little powder here, and let me tell you, if I was in the trees or in the powder, I would love these 95 Ti's. So, you know, it's no surprise that you're sacrificing a little bit of the carving in order to get a little bit of extra powder ski. But man, nice skis, I like these a lot.
jump with me. Sit us with me. Jump with me. Great big hip. Like your Great big hip.
Okay, I've got a really hot take. The wider these skis get, the better they are for really big mountain skiing and for really big powder days, but the less responsive they are for carving. So I would say that my favorite version of the ski is the 88 Ti. I think that's a perfect sweet spot for width and being able to still get in the powder and have fun. I would love these on a powder day. However, this is my favorite ski. The Atomic Maverick this year is my favorite ski. The Atomic Maverick 100 is my least favorite version of my favorite ski. So it gets a little complicated, right? But I think that I like these skis a lot. I love them, the way they carve, but the wider they are, the more time it takes you to initiate your turn and the more patient you have to be. And so if you think about it, when you're loading up your ski, the longer it takes for the ski to kind of take its shape and turn around. Whereas on the 88 Ti, as soon as I load that front ski, it's already changing position. Now, that being said, once you do get on edge, I don't think anything beats the Atomic Maverick in my experience as far as how good it feels to carve when you get into that position. But the speed in which you get into that position, I think the Maverick 88 Ti is the king. I think the 95 Ti is really good, and I think it gives you a little bit more in the powder. But I think the 100s are a little bit wider than I like, and I wish that they were a little bit more zippy from turn to turn, from edge to edge. Now, what are you getting? Hey, you're getting a powder ski, so it's a good trade, but just be aware of that. Wider does not mean better, and I think there's a misunderstanding of that in the ski community.
Jump with me. Us with me, jump with me.
And so when I'm saying these criticisms of the wider ski, I'm not saying I dislike them. These Atomic Mavericks are all like a 9 out of 10. They're probably my favorite skis of all the ones I've demoed and tested. But if I'm like picking a top tier of the top tier, I would say that the 88 Ti is probably the top tier, and then the second tier just below that, in fact maybe equivalent because it gives you better powder skiing, would be the 95 that Zach's on right now. Yeah, and if you're going for a full powder ski, definitely the 100 Ti's, but as far as like the overall experience, these are really good, but I like the 88s a little bit better. But that all being said, all these Atomic Mavericks I think are great options. I give them all 9 out of 10. Really nice skis. I give the 100 Ti a 9 out of 10, and the 88 Ti is just a 9.5. It's a little bit better. Honestly, if I was getting really granular, it's probably like a 9.2 and a 9.5, you know? But it's just like, so I'm not hating on them. I love these skis a lot. I'd probably recommend them over almost any other ski that I've demoed. But that being said, if you're looking for my favorite within that Maverick line, probably the 88 Ti. But these are darn good too, and especially for powder, the 95s might be an even better ski than the 88s if you're looking for more powder.
Well, they would be.
Not they might be, they definitely are.
Man, yeah, these are really versatile. You know, you can get them into nice longer radius carves, medium carves, but then you can tighten it off and do nice short slarvy turns, which I'm sure is just amazing in the powder. I mean, right here it's kind of like what, frozen slush with a small 2-inch layer of packed powder on top, so really weird conditions, but these are handling great. So this Horizon Tech, if interested, you can see that there's an ever so slight like rise in the tip here on the edges, and that just gives it a little bit more surface area to float on top of snow and to keep the ski above the snow. Like a boat hull. The bottom of a boat, like the front of it, that it's got like the same shape, which makes sense for powder and water and everything.
Such fun. Jump with me. Sit us with me. Jump with me.
Zach was just saying how it's like hard to judge skis on this because it's fun. But Zach, I would argue that actually, like, this is a fairly like decent slope, right? But this is where a lot of people ski. A lot of people ski green circles. This is probably more like a blue square. It's not super challenging, but I would say that this is actually very accurate for the average skier.
Yeah, and what I was saying is that, you know, these 18 to 20 meter radius skis, you tend to need a little bit more speed to put them on edge and rail carves. But the nice thing about these skis is you get them on the side and the tails have that rocker, and you can release the tail and you can do nice larvy turns on the side and have fun with that too. So it's actually pretty versatile.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. These Atomic Mavericks rule. Now, I asked Zach which skis he would take home, and he said he likes the 100s. I honestly think if I was gonna have to take a pair home between the 100 Ti and the 95 Ti, I like the 95 Ti a little bit more. But that's just personal preference and kind of what I'm used to. But yeah, they're both really similar. I give the 95s probably a 9.5 out of 10, and the 100 Ti's maybe a 9 out of 10. I like the 95 and under width just a little bit more, but man, they both handle so well. They're so versatile, and honestly, we're in the weirdest conditions and they still feel good. So man, nice job, Atomic. I like these skis too. So this weird thing has happened in the industry where wider skis tend to be a little bit more expensive. So I think when consumers see that, they think, oh, wider, more expensive means better. And I would say in my experience, that's not always the case. The width is more trying to meet the standards of what you need based on how much powder there is or where you're taking the ski. So in my experience, I actually like the 88 and the 95 Ti more than the 100 Ti. Now, does it matter a lot? No, but it might be important for you to know in case you're looking at them and you're thinking, oh, I need to spend more money to get a better ski. In this case, I like all the Mavericks, but I like the 95 and the 88 a little bit more. So, you know, don't just spend money for the sake of spending money. You're not getting more ski, you're just getting more width, and you're getting a ski for different kinds of conditions. The other thing that is maybe a little eerie, Zach and I have been out here skiing and it's abandoned and it's super foggy, and the hotel just over there is where they filmed The Shining. So a little eerie, a little spooky.
This bird, this bird, this bird, music each day is a duck. It's this bird, this bird, this bird, music each day is a duck. It's
Thanks so much for watching. If I can ask you to like and subscribe, that'd be great. I know that's kind of played out, but hey, it helps. And thanks for watching my content more than anything. I really appreciate it.
What do you think?
Well, it's not the kind of music that old Willie Shakespeare here used to write.
oh well. Bye bye.